So my name is Terrell Jones. So what I do, I'm a business coach. I specifically work with coaches, new coaches, helping them grow and scale and build their coaching businesses. So they come to me, how do I create the whole business from the coaching program aspect to it, all the way to how do I generate sales, build the brand, build the business, etc. Right. So that's what I do.
Beautiful.
So where I'm at in my business is I'm looking to take my business from, multiple 6 figures to multiple 7 figures. That's where I want to go.
Okay.
Right. When you look at scale, what are some of the things that you're looking at right now? And I'm sure you're gonna have some follow-up questions for me, but what are some things that you're looking at in terms of scaling your business to really go from that 6-figure to 7-figure mark?
Got it. So let me give you and also everybody, right? So take notes on this. Okay. First of all, let's talk about the difference between scaling versus growing, because that's the first thing people get confused. There's a huge difference between scaling and growing. Not all revenue is created equal. The same $1 million is not the same, because there are many ways to making it, right? So let's say for someone, they say, I want to grow my business, right? That means that I am growing my revenue. At the same time, I'm growing my overhead expenses. So here's one example. Let's say if I run an agency, right? To grow my agency, to grow my revenue, chances are I need to hire more people, right? I need to hire more people to do the work, more junior people to run the ads, to do the posts and all that stuff, right? So I'm growing my revenue. So let's say I'm growing at this rate, but then also my expenses is growing also exponentially. Now, scaling on the other hand is, how do I scale my business? At the same time, I want my costs to remain relatively the same or just slight increase. So example, you say, okay, let me grow my agency, let me grow my agency, let me grow my agency. Okay, you're growing your revenue, but you might not be profiting more money. But scaling is, okay, how can I productize what I do, right? How do I, maybe perhaps you're a coach, you understand that I would offer, I'll turn some of what I know into a program, right? Something that's scalable, that doesn't require me to add more headcount, right? That is a form of scaling. Maybe I am selling some sort of subscription software that's also, because I can create that once, I can sell that again and again. Doesn't matter if I have one user or 1,000 users or 10,000 users, that's the same. So that's the first piece I want to teach all of you. So think about, not just I want more money, want more money, want more money. That's not what it is. It's okay, because that has to do with your business model, and that has to do with how you engineer everything you do and offer. Makes sense so far, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, I just want to mention that. I mean, you on point with that, because I was talking to Sean yesterday, and I was telling him, so I have a coaching business, right? You know, the traditional coaching model, you do group coaching, and you add like one-on-one elements. But in addition to that, I also have I partnered up and have a virtual assistant business, right? That a lot of our coaches also need those virtual assistant services. Yes. So if I'm hearing you correctly, right, I can continue to grow the coaching business, but other products and or services around that may not necessarily require my personal time, that I can get more people into to generate more revenue on the back end.
That's correct. That's correct. And let me give you a few more key pieces. So the second thing is, when you are scaling, and something that actually I taught Sean not long ago. I said, Sean, probably a couple of years ago, a year ago maybe. I said, Sean, your greatest strength will become your greatest bottleneck when you scale. So write this down. Your greatest strength would become your greatest bottleneck. So you're multiple 6 figures. So assume you are the one that's bringing in the revenue, right? You're the one that's selling, you're the one that's talking to people and things like that, and they're buying you, they trust you, right? That's why they're buying from you, yes?
Correct.
Yeah. So for most of us at that 6-figure level or multiple 6-figure, you're the rock star, right? You are the superstar, right? That your greatest strength, what it's bringing in the revenue, that becomes your greatest bottleneck. The reason you can't scale to multiple 7-figure is because you are the #1 salesperson, right? You are the rainmaker, right? Write this down. Whoever makes it rain controls the game, right? You are making it rain, and that's fine. But then now it's not just you are good. You need to make other people good. You need to have other salespeople, right? You got to train them. You got to coach them so that they could sell on your behalf. Maybe not as good as you, but they need to be good enough so that you free up your time, right? So if you look at in terms of scaling, the way I see it, it's kind of You know how, probably how you've heard of like you're exiting the company, right? They're selling the company, right? People think about, oh, I'm going to sell my company. That's not the way I see it. It's almost, you got to have these kind of mini exit with the business, right? First, you want to exit your admin. So you're no longer doing admin work, right? You're no longer doing kind of bookkeeping work. Then maybe you want to exit your support, right? Then you want to exit your operation. So now you have people coming in and running the operation aspect of it, right? What Shaan is building right now. And then you have, then you exit your sales. So you're no longer picking up the phone and selling. Your team, they're doing the selling. And then you have, maybe you are exiting your delivery. So you're no longer doing the coaching, someone else is doing the coaching, right? And then you exit the marketing. So then you're not even doing the marketing anymore. Now you just focus on visionary work. So from that 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, even 9 figures, it's the same process that I've gone through, right? At 6-figure, I am doing the selling, right? I'm doing everything, right? How many of you do that? Put up your hand, right? Everybody, yeah. You're doing everything. And now it's like, okay, I need to have these I need to exit. I need to remove myself from that thing that's taking a lot of my time, right? Then I need to hire some people. Then you go to the next level. But in the beginning, you are doing everything. But your greatest strength, if you're a very strong salesperson, that will become your greatest bottleneck. If you're a very strong marketing person, can let go of that, that would become your greatest bottleneck, because we don't trust people. Like,
that's a fact.
Right? Right?
Right.
Like that, he's not going to do my job. She's not going to do it as well as me, right? That's the kind of the belief that we have. But as you grow, you will see kind of that kind of progress. Make sense?
That makes sense. I appreciate you. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, brother.
Great question. So scaling versus growing. Okay, huge distinction. Huge distinction.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Sifu. I have here Jace Johnson. Jace, tell Dan a little bit about your business and the best question that you can think
Nice
of
to meet you.
to get the most value.
Nice to meet you. I've been following you for a few years, so that wasn't what I expected when he said he was bringing someone on at all.
That's right.
This is real. This is real. This is
Right.
That's
So
right.
hopefully someone's catching it for me, right? Yes, no, I'm playing. So my question is really about like structure. And I laugh because I felt like you partially just answered that when you said your greatest strength is your biggest, bottleneck.
Yeah. But
But how do you start to build a team? I've really had a lot of turnover and failure, in my opinion, about building a strong team to like scale up.
Now, can I coach you on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please do.
So first of all, I have a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, and one of the most common questions I get from them is like, Dan, how do I find good people? How do I find good people, right? And I always say, that's not the issue, right? Very often in our business, here's the thing. I wish I had a third chart, I can draw this up, but I want you to draw this in front of you, okay? I want you to draw just like 2 dots from here to there, like that, your goal. This is from here to there. And you notice when you are this is where you are, this is where you want to go. The problem that we think we have most of the time are not the real problem. It's not the problem, it's how we think about the problem. So let me give you an example, and now circle back to your question. Let's say when we say, oh, I want to get more leads, I'm not getting enough leads. How many want more leads in your business? Put your hand, right? You want more leads in your business, right? I want more leads. 9 out of 10, when I look at the businesses, I said, your problem is not lead generation. Your problem is actually your offer. Because your offer is not compelling enough. So when you're doing any kind of marketing, when you're doing any kind of social media, when you drive people to it, they're not converting, right? They're not putting on their hand and say, I want that, right? So then it's not a lead generation problem. It's actually an offer problem, right? For every single business, every single one of our business, right? You do not have a revenue problem. You have a skill problem. So it's.
I'm sorry, Dan, could you say that again, please?
You do not have a revenue problem. You have a skill problem. So if you say, oh, I'm not getting enough sales, I would say, okay, why are you not getting enough sales? Well, because I'm talking to people and they're not buying. Well, then why are you talking to people and they're not buying? Well, because I don't know. They just say they want to think about it. They want to talk to their family and friends, and they say they'll get back to me, but they never do, right? What's the issue? It's your lack of closing skill. That's what's causing the lack of sales. So people, same thing. What I say is not about how to find good people. It's how do you create an environment, a company that good people want to come and work for you. Because unless and until you solve the leadership from within, which is what Shaan teaches, you will not get good people. Because good people follow good leaders. Think about if you work for somebody else. If you work for a boss, because people don't quit jobs, they quit bosses. If you work for someone who doesn't have vision, who doesn't have skill, who doesn't have clarity, who's not good with people, who's not a good listener, do you want to follow that person? No. Right? Do you want to go the extra mile for that person? No. Do you want to follow a company? Do you want to follow a boss? All she cares about is making money? No. You want to follow someone with a vision, with a mission, and say, hey, they're building something big. If you think about Steve Jobs when he got fired from Apple, right? When he came back, right? When he got fired from Apple, when he saw the picture, all those people, they follow Steve Jobs. They don't care if it's Apple, they don't care if it's animation, they don't care. They want to follow Steve Jobs because he's the visionary. He wants to build something, right? Good people follow that. And I have people, you know, in my early 20s, I had the same issue, right? I try to hire people, turnover is like just stupid, right? Like people they come and go, right? They jump ships and stuff like that. And now, fast forward today, I'm in Vancouver, Canada. I have people wanting to move from US or from other countries to where I live so that they could be part of the company. Not because I asked them, hey, you got to be here, otherwise you can't join my team. No, they moved, literally, from Chile, from US, from other parts of the world. They moved, the whole family, boom, to here. Now, that's a big decision, wouldn't you agree? That's a big decision. Why? Because they see what we are building. So it's not so much a structure issue. It's not that. You can have other structures. How do you hire properly? How do you do all that? Yes. But your ability to scale is in direct proportion to your ability to coach. I'll say that one more time. Your ability to scale is in direct proportion to your ability to coach. How about we try something here? Can we try something here instead of I want to see what everybody see. So tell me an employee problem that you have. Like they quit, they're not happy, like maybe recently, or could be a while ago. Like, tell me an employee issue.
Yeah, I think I had an issue of environment. Like I had one person that I put in charge who was really, really harsh. And so I had two other people who I thought needed some coaching in terms of their skill, but fit the culture that I wanted. And those two dynamics didn't work very well. And what was happening was they were both kind of coming to me, this person isn't doing this person's super rude, and I'm intimidated to come in. And so now I don't have none of them. I've let them all go. But at that time, I felt like I was pinned in between kind of like where my loyalties were supposed to lie, or how I was supposed to like mediate that situation. And I don't think I did a good job with that.
The person who is very harsh, pretend how does that person talk to your team?
Not a lot of smiles. Like I would come in on our team meeting, hey, good morning, everybody, what's going on? And she'd come in and it would be like, okay, well, we need to sit down and get to work. That's not how she dealt with me, but that's how she dealt with everyone else.
You know, the biggest challenge with all of us as a leader is the team that wins is not the team with the best players. The team that wins is they have the players that get along the best. So you could have a bunch of A players, but if they want to kill each other, we're not going to have a winning team, right? So for us as a leader, that glue, to understand the human dynamics. I'll give you an example, right? Can we do a role play? Shaan, can I do a quick role play here?
Of course, please do.
Let's try that. So pretend you are the harsh person. Can you do that? You're just the harsh person. You talk to people, got to put on their head. Just act for a moment.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, and I am the employee. I just made a mistake, a terrible mistake. Okay, and I want you to talk to me. So go for it.
What were you thinking when you did that? That was really stupid.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean to do that. I mean.
So that didn't make sense to you? You couldn't put those two pieces together? I'm not really sure. I need to have another conversation. Like, you need to go and figure out how to think about it. Come back to me with something better than this.
No,
'Cause
but I fixed it at the end. I talked to the client. I mean, she seems to be okay. I mean, I didn't.
yeah, but we wasted a lot of time and we just didn't get to the end result like we wanted to. And I'm not really feeling it.
Don't know what to say. I tried. I won't make the mistake next time.
Yeah, if there is a next time.
Pause. By the
Okay.
way, don't be surprised, right? That's how most managers and leaders talk to people. So let's reverse, okay? So you'll be Dan, right? I'll be you, right? It's actually, yeah, so you'll be Dan. So tell me, so first of all, just pay attention to what I do. First of all, never coach the person, coach the rationale. Because when you coach the person, it feels like an attack. Why you're late, why you did it wrong, why you screwed that up, and it's a personal attack. But when you coach the rationale, notice this. So Dan, I noticed, this client got the project and there are a lot of errors in it. Can you tell me what's going on?
I thought that I had done a good job. And I think my eyes glossed over a lot of the errors and I didn't see them.
It's so unlike you, Dan, because usually you do very good work and you always meet the deadlines. I mean, you are a player on our team. Just what do you think happened in this case? Like, what did you miss?
I was really feeling pressured. So maybe I rushed a little bit.
Is there something on my end, like as a leader of the team, that could help you to help you support you in this regard? So next time that this doesn't happen.
Maybe we could set some time to make sure that we're going through it and that I've hit all the points and that it's up to your standard. Because sometimes I feel a little intimidated by your standards.
Okay. So it's kind of the standard, because you want to do well. You want to do your best, right? Anything else I can support you with besides that?
Maybe like a little bit more training. Sometimes I feel like I have questions, but I know you're super busy. I don't want to just interrupt your questions with, stupid stuff.
What kind of training you think would help you?
Maybe like going through the program a little bit, or really like studying the final outcome so I can try and really match, the outcomes together.
Okay, and let's say I give you access to the program. How long do you think it will take you to go through that?
Maybe like 2 weeks to really go through and digest all the information and test it out and make sure it's right.
So if I give you access to the program, you promise me you're going to go through it, right? You're not just going to lock in once, you're going to go through it, right? Thoroughly.
I'm going to go through it.
Okay. And then if you have any questions, I want you to know you can always come to me. You're not bothering me. You're not bugging me, anything like that, because I want you to succeed, right? I want you to succeed. I want to assist in whatever way that you need. Right now, after this time, so next time, if you feel there's a time crunch and you need a little bit more time, just let us know or let our other team members know, right? Because this way, instead of, you kind of taking all the pressure and the burden, and then we make all the mistakes, and then we got to go back to clients. And you know what happens when we go to clients, right?
Right.
Yeah. So besides this, next time, anything else that I could help you with if you ever face a situation like that again?
Well, I definitely appreciate that, because that puts me at ease, that I know I can come and talk to you about it, because that was something that was really bothering me. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to overstep.
Pause off the role play. So first of all, what have you learned?
To like give somebody the open opportunity, right, to express what their trepidations are and for them to assess for themselves where they made the mistake.
That's right. Instead of telling them what it is, because here's the thing. When we say something, it means one thing. When they say something, it means everything. So when we say it, it's like coming from us, but it's coming from them, then okay, that's what it is. Of course, it's a very short role play. In reality, it would be longer because I would then talk about the consequences, but not punishing them. That doesn't do anything. Right? It only makes them more fearful. Instead of that, it's, hey, it's like we're on the same page. Like, how could I help? What could I do as a leader, right? How could other team members help you, right? And then they feel like, damn, I should have done better. Right? I shouldn't make that mistake. So next time, it's an internal drive that they want to do better, not because you tell them to do better, right? Make sense? So it's that. When you fix the culture and you become a better leader, then good people would come. It's very funny how this works. And of course, there are like structures and like where to post ads and what kind of interview questions. All the mechanics are good, but it starts with, like, that's what I've learned. When I'm a better leader, look at the people that I have today. I wouldn't be able to attract the people I have today if I'm not a better leader. And it's not just even paying them more money. It's not even that. Yeah, make sense?
It does.
Does that help?
It did.
John, we should do a role play on sales. This is fun.
Very good. We'll take one more. Does anyone else want to come up with a phenomenal question for Dan Locke? Come on. Come on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead, have a seat. Tell Sifu.
What's your name?
Tell him your name and who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So my name is Michelle. Well, first of all, ni hao ma.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
So my name is Michelle D. Clark, and I had to start a company, Lift Nation, where I empower women to live inspired, free, and transformed. And so it is a membership-based company. And but my question is more along the lines of, so I've had a series of health issues. And with that, and I've had people tell me for quite some while, because I'm always taking on a lot of different projects, and they always say, well, you need to slow down, you need to slow down. And, my counter argument is, well, my bank account does not say I need to slow down. And so when you have these kinds of, because I know there's a lot of mommies here in the room. And so I'm also a mommy, so just give you a little bit of background. So, I'm a mommy and I have a special needs son. I have a 14-year-old daughter. My son is 17. In addition to that, I still work a job. I scaled back from full-time to part-time because I want to focus more on my business. I also have Lift Life Counseling Solutions, where I'm contracted with an online platform where I'm able to provide, I'm a licensed therapist. I'm able to provide that services across the world. So doing all those things, and more recently, in the past, I've had 2 strokes and stage 2 breast cancer. Wow. So you put all that in perspective, and I've recently had some health concerns that put me in the hospital. I've had so many people outside, influences. And when I do slow down a little bit and try to do the whole rest and relaxation thing, my mind is still spinning. It's still like, but you should be doing this. And so I didn't really want to come to you with like a business question. It's more of a personal question that's impacting my business, because you are your business.
Yes.
You are. So that's kind of the angle where I want to come from, because I don't know if anybody else has this question here, but when you're a mommy and you're trying to juggle things, you're a single mom, you don't have anybody else. And then you have this looming, okay, if you don't take care of your health, I mean, like, how do you, I know the balance thing, forget about it, that's out the window. It's just more of kind of, how do I move forward in a more succinct way that maximizes my time, where I feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck and still being able to manage my health.
Wow.
Yeah, sir.
I love that. I'm going to answer twofold. It's not even an answer. I'm just going to share with you kind of my experience, right? I think in life, we go through 4 stages, and you can write this down, and everyone can write this down. The first stage that we go through is what I call survival, right? That's when we're just trying to make it and trying to, pay the bills and take care of the family, take everything, like we're surviving. And most people live in survival mode, right? In this world, surviving. And the next stage is what I call security, right? So security is now we are, we got a roof over our head, we've got a car, we're paying the bills, we kind of like, okay, it's secure. We have what we need, right? And that's probably 96, 97% of the population fall under survival or security. And then the third stage is what I call success, right? At success, stage 3, you don't just have everything you need, you have everything you want, right? You don't just have a car, you have the car, right? You're not staying in Motel 6, you're staying in Ritz-Carlton, right? You're not traveling economy, traveling first class, right? So you have not everything you need, everything you want. I would say from 20 years old to 30 years old, I was at that stage. Success. I was a success. I was obsessed with success. And frankly, not a very nice guy. Not a very nice person. Okay. I was kind of a dick. Okay. And I didn't care because I was just about, let me get more for me, let me make more money, let me get the things and all that, right? And I accomplished quite a bit. And then at 30 years old, one day I was like 4 or 5 a.m. I just woke up in the morning with my wife, Jenny. My wife's like, what's going on? Honey, what's happening? And it was like, and I was just, I had tears coming down my cheek. And by the way, I don't cry. I had tears coming down my cheek. And my wife, Jenny, thought I was sick. Like, should I take it to the hospital? What's going on? Like, are you not feeling well? I said, I don't know. I just had this emptiness, this void, it's almost like a depression, this emotion, like just my whole body. I didn't know what the heck is going on. And it scared me because I never had this feeling, right? And then later on, I kind of went on you would say a self-discovery journey of what am I doing all this for? I have success. Like I have the house, I have the car, I have all this stuff, right? And all these people look up to me like, oh, I'm 30 years old, multi-millionaire. Like people think I have it all, right? But deep down, I was not happy because I was missing. There's actually one more stage, and that's stage 4, and that's significance. I shift from success to significance. So success is about getting what you want. Significance is about giving what you have. So I got what I wanted for the first, 20 to 30 years old. So I shift the way that I do business, I shift the way I do things, everything that shifted, right? Where before 30 years, I didn't trust nobody, right? If it's me, is anything is done, it's me, right? All that stuff. There's no win-win, it's only win-lose. I win and you lose. That's it, right? Then after that, I mature and okay, I'm like, I want to have significance. And not significance, like I'm significant, it's I don't want to just focus on me. And you know what's very interesting, Michelle? When I did that, I have more success. Success comes faster, easier, more effortless. It's funny how this works because wealth, money earns nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. So when I went through that, so what I think the coaching I could give you for everybody is this couple of things. One, you want to make decisions. So here's where you are and here's where you want to go. Okay. People somehow think that if I get to, Michelle, do you have a certain place in your mind, certain amount of money in your mind that you want to make? Tell me what the amount is.
Well, thanks to Shaan Rais and his activity this morning, it went from 120K a year to 12 million a year.
Perfect. So $12 million a year, right? That's great. Double zero. I love that. So that's the goal that we have. The problem is people have goals and most people don't accomplish their goals because they have the goal, but yet they're making decisions from where they are, not where they want to go. I'll say that one more time.
Yes.
They make decisions from where they are, not where they want to go. They want to become a millionaire, but they have a $50,000 year habit, right? They still mow the lawn. Well, you're not going to be a millionaire if you mow the lawn because your hourly rate needs to be so much higher, right? They still do all those things and say, oh, how come I'm not a millionaire? Well, look at what you're doing now, right? So here's what's very interesting. We think we could get to that place and we say, hey, we won't get to that place, my problems will go away. It could be, oh no, finally, I would have the family life I want, the relationship I want, or the happiness I want, or whatever that I want. No, life is just as it is. It's just the same. And that's what I have learned. It's the same. So it doesn't matter if I have 10 million, 100 million, a billion, I'm still the same. So my goal, and I share that with Shaan and stuff, is to get to 1 billion. not because I want to get to a billion to buy whatever. It's not to get to a billion because I want to prove somebody wrong. Not to get to a billion because I want to show the world, look at me, right? It's none of those things, right? It's very counterintuitive. I have that goal, yet I don't care if I get to that goal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So I have a goal, I have the vision, I'm ambitious, but at the same time, I'm not attached. And because I'm not attached, I make decisions and operate life from a very different place. I'm no longer coming from a place of insecurity, fear, I'm not good enough. Let me get there. So then finally I'm good enough, right? That is a fuel, but that's like a diesel, right? It's like it could get your car going, but it creates black smoke. It's not very healthy, right? You would still, you know how some people, they achieve something because of revenge. Because I want to show him or her, right? Well, that's a type of drive, a fuel, but just not very healthy. Versus coming from a place of joy, abundance, and non-attachment. I know I'm getting Zen with you a little bit, but right?
Yeah.
But when you're not attached, like, yeah, I have my goal. Well, when are you going to get there? Doesn't really matter. What if you don't get there? Doesn't matter. What if you do get there? It doesn't matter either, right? When I operate from that place of joy, abundance, and all that, I just enjoy the journey a lot more. And everything I do, I work hard, but it's no longer, it doesn't feel like, because I'm not trying to get to some place thinking when I get to that place, all my problems will go away. Or finally, I'll be good. Or finally, I have no problems. I'm telling you, Michelle, you get 12 million, you have a bigger problem. Right? You have tax problem, right? You have lawsuit problem. When you have money, you have lawsuit problem, right? You have more problem. You will not have less problem. It's just they're different types of problems. When I understand that, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to enjoy the journey. I'm going to build my life doing exactly what I love, the people I want to work with, and do I want to do. That's to me, like just like here, I'm being here supporting Shaan. He asked me, no hesitation, said I'll be there, right? Right. And afterwards, I'll go out with my wife, we'll go to the park, right? It's just, I want to do it. I do it because I want to do it. If I don't want to do it, no one can force me to do shit, right? Like not, I mean, in a life, in a position in my life, no one no, I made my FU money, right? So no one can force me to do anything, but okay, I do it because I'm here with you or with everybody else, right? It's the same thing. Does that make sense? If you change your feel, what fuels your activities, not from a place of scarcity, fear, or whatever uncertainty, but from, hey, I'm not attached. You'll be more productive. You won't be burned out. Your health will probably be better, right? And you would, I think also it would, from taking care of your child, from mom perspective, you'll be more at ease. Does that help?
It helps a whole lot, 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. And not just Michelle, for everybody. Because when we're growing our business, it's very easy to get lost. And I was that person, right? I was, let me make the money, let me get the thing, let me do all that stuff. And it's not healthy. So, and I coach Shaan on that too. It's the same thing.
Sifu, thank you so much. You said something that I wanted to highlight and kind of underline, because I asked everybody to go through an exercise earlier about setting a number.
Yeah.
Where they want to be. And then you reinforced it when you said you have a number, but you make decisions from where you are.
From where you want to go. Yeah, not from where you are.
Yeah, no. They make decisions currently from where they are, and you're giving them the coaching to make decisions from where they want to go.
Yeah.
How important is making decisions from where you want to go in getting where you want to be?
So think about this. We have, please, you can write this down. That's the difference between a mindset shift and an identity shift.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
So let's talk about mindset shift. What is a mindset shift? Spending time with Shaan, going to any kind of events, right? How many going to an event, you're motivated, you're excited, you're going to go back to business on an implement, right? You get jazzed up, yeah, right? After about a week or two, right? you kind of lose the motivation, you lose the drive, distraction comes in, life, comes in, and all this stuff comes in, right? That's a mindset shift. Mindset shift is temporary. It's temporary. Identity shift is permanent. So let me give an example.
Guys. Come on. Come on.
Think about someone, let's say someone who is a smoker. Okay. And they say, well, I've been smoking for 10 years. I want to quit smoking, right? And they get the nicotine pad and they buy less cigarettes and say, oh man, I want to quit smoking, right? And they try to quit smoking. And chances are, take a guess what happens.
They go back.
They
Might
back.
stop for a day. They might stop for a day, 2 days, but then what happens is stress shows up. And when the stress shows up, they respond in the same way that they've been responding for the last 13, 20
That's right. Have you ever seen this before on social media? Someone post, say, hey, they were alcoholic. They say, I have been 6 months sober, right? I've been 8 months sober, right? I haven't touched, I haven't done any drinking for whatever, how many months. They post on social media, people say, hey, great job, right? That is a person, before you know it, will start drinking again. Why? Because he had a mindset shift, but he still had the identity of a drinker or a smoker. How do we know? Because how many of you don't smoke? Put up your hand, you don't smoke. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you wake up in the morning thinking about, ooh, can't wait, let me go to the balcony, let me light one up, are you thinking about that? You're not thinking about, no.
That's right.
For those of you who don't smoke, how many of you can't even stand the smell of cigarettes? Like you're like, wow, that's disgusting, right? Why? Because you have the identity of a non-smoker. So you don't smoke because you are a non-smoker. Someone smokes, the act of smoking, because that person see themselves as a smoker. That's a huge difference. So for those of us who don't drink, I don't drink. I don't think about, oh, I don't post on social media, I've been 6 months sober, because it's not my identity. When someone says, I am an alcoholic trying to quit smoking, but my identity is still an alcoholic. So I'm counting every day that I don't drink. The person who doesn't drink, they don't think about it. Now, how does that apply to your life and your business? It turns out you will never outperform your self-identity.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
If you see yourself making $100,000 a year, you make $100,000 a year. If you see, and I'm not talking about motivation, I'm not talking about vision, I'm talking about identity.
That's right.
So let's say your goal is to make $1 million a year. What would you do differently today? How would you talk? How would you act? How would you behave? How would you lead? How would you market? There are a lot of things you would do differently. How will you do things differently, right? You will make decisions differently. You will not hesitate. Oh, let's say even investing in a course, you will not be, oh, I don't, this is just a bit of a stretch. I can't afford it. If you have $1 million identity or $10 million identity, you'd be like, what's the problem? You don't think like that. But we think it's very, very interesting how human beings, oh yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. No, you will never see it until you believe it.
There we go. Let's go. Let's turn that around.
You will never see it until you believe. How do you know? We've all had this experience in our lives. When you're thinking about, say getting a new car, you want to get a Tesla, you want to get a BMW, suddenly you see them everywhere. Why? Because now it enters in your conscious mind. You're looking for it and it shows, no, they were always there. Until you have the identity that you want, you're making decisions from there, not where you are, you will not see the solutions. The solutions could be right in front of you. The ideas could be in front of you. Doesn't matter, you won't see it. Because your mind won't allow you to see it. Your identity doesn't see it. That's the difference.
There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Would you be so humble as to take one more question?
Of course.
Very good. Would someone like to ask a question? Don't be afraid.
I have one off of what he's with.
Okay, come on, sit up here. Tell him your name, tell him what you do. Tell him who you are, where you come from, what your goals.
Hi, how are you?
What's your name?
Tracy Harris. I
Hey.
am a life empower coach, and I actually do help women in positions of leadership work on their mindset. But saying that though, I have a struggle with myself when you're talking about identifying as a person who makes $1 million a year versus what I currently make.
Yes.
How do you use the analogy of if I need to pay for the course and I just pay it, what's the problem? When the funds are really not there, when they're actually not there, that's the struggle, my personal struggle with keeping that identity as being a $1 million earner when I actually can't pay the fee. How do you resonate with that $1 million person?
Got it. So your coach, and then how many coaches, by the way? How many coaches? Okay. For those of us who are coaches, including myself, including Shaan, right? Every coach needs a coach.
That's right.
Every coach needs a coach. In fact, I say don't ever hire a coach who doesn't have a coach.
There you go.
Like, think about if I want to hire this person, I want to pay this person, I want to take his training or her training, and this person doesn't have a coach, that means they don't believe in coaching. Like, if they don't even believe in coaching, how could they sell you coaching? It makes no sense, right? So every coach needs a coach. And when it comes to money, and there are many ways we look at this. And what I said, you do not have a revenue problem, you do not have an income problem, right? You have the skill problem. That could be, now I'm not talking about your coaching skill, right? There are a lot of us with their talented coaches. I'm talking about, it could be your closing skill, your marketing skill, or it could be a lead generation skill, like all those things, right? It's because of that. It has nothing to do with coaching skill, right? It's visibility, which is what Shaan teaches, right? Please write this down. Visibility is more important than ability.
Write that down.
Write it for me, somebody.
Underline it, highlight it.
Visibility, because even I could have been the best coach in the world, but if I'm not visible, right? If I don't have people knowing me, hiring me, paying for what I am worth, right? High ticket, it's very hard to get to $1 million. Like, you could sell some, how much do you charge?
I have different packages, but like my main package is like 2.5K.
Now 2.5K, right? So let's say if you sell something for $1,000, like an offer, right? You need a lot, you need 1,000 people, right? You sell something for $10,000, you only need 100 customers to hit $1 million. You sell something $100,000, you only need, 10 people.
Okay.
So that's why high ticket makes the transaction size makes a huge difference. So let's go back to your question in terms of money. I'm just guessing. Okay, you tell me if I'm completely off track, so tell me that. Usually when we are not making the money we want to make, it's one of these few things. Right? Let's see which one resonates with you. You tell me. Okay. One could be that we feel in some way, if we charge too much, we ask for too much money. Am I taking advantage of people? Am I asking for too much? Am I not helping them? Like, is it like that? Right? That could be one. Could that be one?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing, because we have this identity, right? Identity that if I ask for a lot and if it's a stretch for them, we are projecting our values onto them.
Okay.
That's why we won't make the money. Because in your mind, if deep down for those of us, and growing up, by the way, my mom, same thing, right? Love my mom, right? I was raised by a single mom. My dad and mom got divorced when I was 16 years old. And my mom always tells me, right? Dan, finish your plate. That kid's starving in China, finish your plate, right? Finish your plate, close the refrigerator door, right? All that. And And until I grew up, I have a better wealth consciousness. I said, Mom, what has me finishing my plate, what has that has anything to do with the kids starving in China? I don't get it. But it has nothing. Like, I finished my plates, the kids are still starving. Like, it makes no sense, but like parents, like just like talking about these things, like it makes a lot of sense, right? No, but she's also years of programming. Most of us, almost all of us, we have been programmed for poverty, not for prosperity.
Yes, yeah.
Money doesn't grow on tree, right? Rich people are bad, rich people are greedy. When we have this lifetime of conditioning, when we try to sell coaching and sell anything like that, right? We go to the marketplace and suddenly we talk to a prospect, but that's a lot of money. I need help. Why you charge me so much? Well, okay, I'll charge you less. Come on, how many have done that? Let me put up your hand, come on, right? Yeah. We've all done that. We did have a different identity shift. In the identity shift, I want to give you two. Can I just before we go two? Okay. One, stop saving people, start leading people.
Let's go.
Y'all got that for me?
Don't be a saver. Don't go around and save people.
Leading them, lead
Lead
them.
them. Don't save. Don't try to save. Don't be a savior. Be a leader. What's the difference? When you try to save people, oh, let me save you, poor little poor, let me help you this, let me help you that. Well, no, you got to first save yourself. You got to save yourself first. You lead not by saving, you lead by being an example, by being a role model. And then you help people help themselves. I am not in the business of turning losers into winners. I am in the business of helping winners win. Actually, let everybody say it with me. I am in the business.
I am in the business
Of helping winners win more.
win more.
I'm not in the business of helping turning losers into winners.
You better
So
say that.
people who don't want your help, that's okay. Don't waste time. Don't try to twist their arms and save them and do that. You want to be the leader. So why do I want to get to the $1 billion level? Not for the money. I barely spend the money I have. It's not the money. Okay. It's I want to be an example, role model of what is possible.
Okay.
As a minority coming to a country who couldn't speak a word of English, right? Got to get bullied when I was a teenager. I want to show the world, hey, you know what? It could be done.
That's right.
So when I have that, I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to save people. Heck no, absolutely not. That's second identity shift. So that's first one. Be a leader, not a savior. From now on, any clients that you work with, you're not trying to save them. You're like, hey, you know what? Here's what I can do for you. Here's what I can help. You want it, great. You don't want it, that's okay.
Yeah.
You're not gonna twist their arms, because when you drag them in, you got to drag them around. How many have done that before? Right? You drag them in, you drag them around.
Write that down.
Let's go. When you drag them in, you gotta drag them around.
My goodness, that's the last thing you want to do, right? It's not good for you, it's not good for them. Second identity shift. You can't help them unless you sell them.
Yeah. Shaan teaches us that. Gotta sell them.
Say that one more time, Dan.
You can't help them if you don't sell them. And the more you charge, you're not ripping people off, you are helping them more. Because here's how it works. Think about if you help someone sends you a thank you card. Would you be happy receiving a thank you card?
Yeah.
Yeah. In business, that thank you card is called money. So when someone pay you money, all they're doing is it's like a little thank you note. Thank you. A little thank you note.
Yeah.
When you help them a lot, they give you a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be like someone give you a stack of thank you card. Oh, no, that's too much. I don't want that. No, I don't want that. No, I don't deserve that. Please. No, you're like, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So then why do we turn away money? Why do we turn away money? It's just a thank you note. When you do a good job, you serve a client, you help them solve a problem, they give you money. And when you charge more, human psychology, the more they pay attention.
Yes.
I guarantee you, think about the clients you have, all of us, yes, or the clients that you have right now. How many have some clients from hell? Put up your hand. Clients from hell. Okay, now when I say the clients from hell, if you have like faces that pops into your mind like that, you know exactly who I'm talking about. How many have that the image? Like, oh, yep, I know, yep, that's right there, right? That's her, right? That's him, right? We have clients from hell. And let me ask you this, what are they like? Tell me, just yell it out. What are they like? Clients from hell.
They want
Somebody say
more of your time than they pay.
One more?
Lot for not,
They want a lot. They want
something for nothing.
Something but nothing.
Don't
Nickel,
show,
no, yeah, no show. Nickel and dime you.
criticize.
Criticize, right? Not happy. Now, they nickel and dime you, don't they? They ask you for a discount before they even know the value you provide, right? They ask you for extra things and you go the extra mile and they still don't respect and don't appreciate you. Yes?
Yes,
Yeah. Why? Because they're not paying enough.
there you go.
I'll share a quick story. In my early 20s, I was writing copy for my mentor, my first mentor, Alan, right? And we would do these like events. And we have these like events that we host. They're kind of like free events. And people would come into the free events, right? And people would be asking, do you have coffee? Where's the muffin? Where's the muffin? Right? Do you guys provide lunch? Like they are bitching and moaning. Oh, it's too hot. Air conditioning is not good. Why do I need to pay $3 for parking? All this stuff, right? It's a free event. Now, then we were marketing some high level back then. I'm talking like in my 20s, right? $5,000 event. The people who come in, guess what they focus on? They're not we don't give them anything. Water, that's it. No lunch, no muffin, nothing, and they are happy as heck because they're not thinking about that. With everything you do and what you're selling now, don't change what you sell. Change who you sell to.
There you go.
When you change who you sell to, suddenly, like you're charging, and say this with me, okay? I know you charge $2,500, right?
Yeah.
Just do this with me, okay?
Okay.
I charge $10,000. Let me hear you say it.
I charge $10,000.
You see how there's a little hesitation?
Say it again, loud.
One more time.
I charge $10,000.
Not because of pure passion. No, I want to come from you. One more time.
I charge $10,000.
One more time.
I charge $10,000.
Better. See, now you need to practice that until it becomes your identity. So then when you say, well, how much you charge? I charge $10,000.
Charge $10,000.
It's like no big deal. It's like you're asking for $10. When it becomes your identity, and I guarantee you the $10,000 client will be way better than a $2,500 client.
Yeah.
They would not complain. They would appreciate you, right? They would value your expertise. They would send you referrals because it's a different type of client. Just like the free event versus the $5,000 event. It's a phenomenal thing. Then when I witnessed that, that's what it planted seed in my mind. Okay, I want to sell high ticket. The more you charge, you're not ripping people off. You're attracting a different type of clientele, and people are more serious.
Yeah.
People are more serious. You know why you're paying attention? Because you pay a lot to be here. You know, if it's just a free thing, you'll be like, oh, you'll be on your phone. You're not paying attention. It's human nature. So if they are paying more attention, guess what happens to their results? You get better results. They're more invested. They're much more invested. So it's all, and Shaan could teach a lot of strategies, but for now, I think the money belief, something that the internal work that you could pay attention to, right? Where you need to get comfortable with money. You need to get comfortable with money. And how to get comfortable with money? How to get comfortable with money, right? First of all, look at your purse. You have cash in there. For most people, they have plastics, right? They have like a couple bucks. That's not good, right? I have always a stack of cash in my wallet because think about it. You open your wallet. If you see all plastic, what you focus on expense, you see credit cards, guess what do you get more of? Credit card bills.
Yes.
You open your wallet, you got like $1, $5 in there. Every time you look at the wallet, oh man, I don't have any cash. I don't have any cash. I don't have any cash. How many even say that? I don't have cash on me.
Yeah, we say that. Oh, wow.
So yes, I don't have cash.
I don't have any cash. Oh,
I
wow.
don't have cash. It's as if it's like something is normal, right? No, when I open my wallet, damn, I got so much money. Like my wallet is so fat, like I got so much money, like my goodness, right? And like I always have money.
Yeah.
I always have money. Yeah, always. I've got so much cash. I've got so much cash. Now, the minute let's say, imagine you put, say with me, $1,000 in there.
$1,000.
Woo! You
Yeah.
feel that uncomfortable? You see that? You feel sense that? Like, ooh, like $1,000. What if I lose it? You see the conditioning? What if someone stole my wallet? What if I buy things I'm not supposed to buy? What are you actually saying? I don't trust myself with money. I am not good with money. $1,000 is all I have. That's your identity.
Wow. Wow.
That's your identity. That's what you're actually saying to yourself all day subconsciously. Because if $1,000, it doesn't matter how much you have, but in your mind, oh, if I lose it, it'll be, you know what? What's going through my mind is, say, if $1,000, I lose it. So what? It's only $1,000.
Mm.
I can always make it. Big deal. I hope whoever took that, God bless them. Because that person will always be broke. A thief will always be broke. I know I always have money. I can make that back in a minute. Doesn't matter. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's a different identity. And I used to have the broke mentality, right? Plastic, no cash, not cash.
Yes.
Cash on me all the time. Even I don't spend it. I trust myself with it. Not, oh, I'm gonna buy things I don't know. I trust myself. I know I'm not gonna do it. So I'm good with money management, right? I am good with money. Money is safe with me, and $1,000 is not a lot of money. That's my identity. You see the difference?
Yes.
Like that's one little piece. I can talk all day about this, but yes, I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Got it.
Tracy, did you get what you was looking for?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Jace, did you get what you was looking for? Tyrell, did you get what you was looking for?
Yes, sir.
Michelle, are you set? Did you guys get what you was looking for so far?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sifu. If you have any parting words that you would like to give, a recommendation, advice, a mantra, a meaningful statement, something to drive in, one thought to drive in, a quotation, something to leave everybody with for this first annual. You know, this is my first B2B, business to brand, Myrtle Beach Mastermind, something luxurious, something powerful to drive home the identity piece, the luxury piece, the money piece. What would that one thing be?
Making money is not hard.
Let's go.
Making money is not hard. The hardest thing is to become the person with the skills that can do the things that make a lot of money. So the biggest challenge you have, if you're listening to this, you're learning from Shaan, is not just the techniques and strategies. He'll teach you all that. But the biggest challenge you have, the reason, right, you're not making $500,000, $1 million a year, $5 million a year, $10 million a year, $20 million a year, is you have not become the person that could do those things yet. Notice I didn't say do the thing, become the person who can do those things yet. And I'm talking about your skill set, your mindset, all a combination of all those things. Because you could get the skill, right? If you have the skill, that's good. But if you don't have the proper identity, the skills won't work. The same skill you teach it to 2 different people, one could take it and make $1 million, one could take it and make nothing. Until you have the identity shift. Once you have the identity shift and you combine that with the skills, like, I don't know how to make $1 million a year.
Oh, yeah. Say that again. I don't think they understood that.
I don't know how to make $1 million a year.
What do you know?
I don't know. Like, because I don't know, because I have the identity of 100 million. I don't have the identity of $1 million.
There we go. I knew it kind of came, it flew up high. So I wanted you to say it again and make that point.
Because if you ask me, oh, you know, can you just make $1 million? I'm like, whoa, that's a struggle. Like, I'm serious. How do I know that to be true? I'm gonna, okay, how many of you, put it here, you make more than 100,000 a year right now? Put it here, 100,000, anybody 100,000, okay.
Let's go.
So I wanna ask you a question, so make $100,000 a year. If I was to ask you in the next 12 months, I don't want you to make 100,000, I want you to make only 10,000.
Impossible.
You see, like, if you have to, like, oh, that would be a struggle. I gotta screw up a lot. I gotta slack off. I gotta screw up a lot to make 10,000. True?
Yes.
It's why? Because you have the identity of a 6-figure earner.
Let's go.
It's the same zero. I have the identity of 100 million. You want to make it's the same thing. If 100,000, you want to make 10,000. You do not know how to just make 10,000. I don't know how to just make $1 million. That would be considered in my mind a failure for me. Does that make sense? Right? Because I wouldn't know, because all the skill sets and mindset I have, no, like I'm just at a different, but I used to be very happy to get the first 100,000 when I was in my early 20s. So every level, I'm shifting my identity from that 6-figure earner, right? And then to 7, from 7 to 8, 8 to 9, right now to 10. And how do you know I would get to the 10? Because I'm using exactly the same process I'm teaching you today. I shift my identity first.
There we go.
I shift my identity first. Then everything else around me, the people, the circumstances, they all shift. Then I have the right opportunities. That's how you get done.
Very good. I want to bring the correlation together, because this is the business to brand boot camp. So identity, brand. Identity, brand, how closely related?
Part of it is, for those of you who have a brand or who don't have a brand yet, and Shaan is teaching, you may be thinking, well, if I'm going out there, I'm kind of staking my claim. I'm like this brand. You know, what would people think of me? Am I actually that brand? We all have that imposter syndrome, right? Like, oh, am I saying that I'm the #1 person in this, right? I'm the expert in that. And do I feel I deserve that? And I say to you, and here's my last quote, then we'll wrap this up.
Thank you.
Act as if all your dreams have come true, and then you challenge the reality to catch up.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys. Do me one favor. Put your hands together for Dan Locke.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.